Hi, all my Libras. This is your home light security reading for the month of April. Now, I'm going to go over a whole lot of information for you, but hold on just a second. I'm being directed at something and I need to look it up. Yeah, they're saying for a lot of you, you're dealing with some solar plexus issues, and which makes sense. Some solar plexus issues and some heart issues within those chakras versus anger. For some of you, it's heartache or sadness, trying to be perfect. And what do you fear? What do you fear in that? What's where are you afraid to set new boundaries? Where are you afraid to speak with authority or set with authority? Listen, Libra, for some of you who are Libras, you may not necessarily like me because I am extra hard on Libra. And I'm extra hard on Libra simply because in my own personal life, I have had a lot of Libra people that I care so deeply about. And I see them, every sign has a negative and a positive. But in Libras, I see you guys do it to yourself over and over again. And what Spirit says is this should be a time of rebirth for you. This should be, nothing about rebirth is comfortable or fun. It's not. But what they're saying is, what they literally are giving me is, are you continuing to be the cocoon? Or are you finding the magic in going from the caterpillar to the cocoon to the butterfly? Because you're supposed to be becoming the butterfly. But this has to do with you believing in yourself, your value, your worth, your own personal spiritual authority, and capable of speaking it and being it and stepping into it and overcoming the typical Libra aspect of where you all get in your own way. Now, for anybody who hasn't ever watched these videos before, right down below there is telling you how to listen to it. Because if you're a moon Libra, I'm more in your emotions. If you're Libra rising, I'm more in your manifestation. If you're a Libra sun, I'm more in your core energy right now. So it's helping you to understand how to follow these. Because before I get into the cards or everything, I'm going to throw something out that I know I'm going to forget if I don't. Most astrologers are not going to be speaking to you of, it's a dwarf planet, I believe, called Haumea. And Haumea is getting ready to enter the cusp, leaving Libra and going into the Scorpio. Now, this is highly important for you guys because when a planet finally leaves, such as one that moves as slowly as Haumea does, it's kind of like at this point, it's not going, did you get the memo anymore? It's going, oh, just in case you missed the memo, let me drop kick you a kick directly to the gut, below the belt. And Haumea energy itself is the collective consciousness. So this is speaking to us, or for you, Libras, directly of your inner blindness, your inner desire to do what Libras do. And Libras are all about harmony and balance. Justice, harmony, and balance. So they want to make everybody happy. They want to see everybody be happy. And what happens is they put themselves on the back burner, forgetting that they are part of everybody. And Haumea leaving your sign, the collective consciousness, is definitely drop kicking the Libra energy from a universal level of where is the justice in your relationships? Where are they fair? Where are they honest? Where are they pure? Where are they just? And where are you in full on denial and blindness of not wanting to see that because it's part of that Libra energy of wanting so hard to create harmony and balance where it's not meant to be. That is the key here. Sometimes growth means you can't create the harmony and balance. The vibrational frequencies don't match, meaning that something needs to grow, shift, and change. And I'm not saying that your relationships are bad. I'm saying some may have aspects of growth that either you need to acknowledge will or will not happen. And this has to do with your own growth, your own not just spiritual growth, but growth as to where you want to see your life go. And I'm feeling a lot of frustration and disappointment and anger and guilt and sorrow and shame and insecurity in this energy, in this whole solar plexus and heart energy, like a tug of war for many of you. Is there any cards that are trying to speak before I go any further? The spirit just keeps reminding me, what are you afraid of? Stop being the cocoon. Stop being the caterpillar. It's time to birth into the magic of the butterfly so that true justice can be served. They're saying to illuminate your communication with yourself. Illuminate yourself and leave the grief, sorrow, shame, and blame behind because that's only going to tear you back down. Is there anything else? Let's see. This deck seems to be calling. Hi, Doodlebuggin. My kitty is sitting right down there. I have like several decks that I keep down there when I do these. And then I go and see who's calling, more or less. And my cat is sitting down there. Doodle. You guys never really see Doodle too much because he's not a ham like Neptune. He's the quiet one. But usually when he comes in for a reading, this is some powerful shit. Not even playing with you guys. So this is an eye-opening, enlightening time of your self-assurance, self-assertiveness, higher levels of consciousness of where you're at, where you want to go. If you're being honest and fair with yourself. This is definitely a good time for you, but it may be kicking you under the belt of where it's been trying to, like I said, it's that Haumea energy where it's been trying to tell you and trying to get you to get out of your comfort zone and grow. Okay, I'm not taking like 7 cards here. What does Libra need to hear? What does Libra need to hear? Is there anything else here that Libra needs to hear? This is a deck that I actually created. So it looks a little weird. Okay. The first thing that came out is Sagittarius energy. And in general, Sagittarius energy is freedom oriented, people. It is enthusiastic. It's enjoying, experiencing, and learning new things. It's very quickly bored with routines. It does do some overindulgence, but it's the adventurer. This is saying step into the adventurer. Step into, get out of your comfort zone. If you get out of your comfort zone, you start stepping into your inner freedom, stepping into trying the new things, then it's going to come and help you strengthen it. Then Cancer comes through. This is telling you, for one, to love yourself because Cancer is the home in astrology. But the soul, it's just the vessel. The soul is hidden in the vessel right now. So you can't lose you unless you misplace you. And this is what it's asking you. Step into the adventure of finding out where you misplaced you. Step into the adventure of your inner freedom. Bring it back to you. Love you. Acknowledge you. Take the chance of trying new things and loving you first. This is not clinging to the energies. Okay, that's the problem. See, Cancer is also very needy sometimes, and it is clingy, it is mothering, but this time it's asking you to mother yourself. Because the next thing that's coming out is a Hebrew one. So you're not going to understand what this means at all. But this is speaking to you of finding your inner hidden light, your hidden state of beauty, your hidden heaven here on earth. You can have it all if you're willing to go after it, instead of going with what you've always been comfortable with, always stuck to. It's really telling you guys, get out of your comfort zone. It is time for Libra to shine. It is time for Libra to start, being that vessel of justice. Feed the soul. It's another Hebrew. Feed the soul. Power of actualizing the potential by stepping into the power of you. It's running towards the life force of you. It is the righteous one coming to understand that they are the righteous one. It is the journey of the soul by finding the lost spark. Feeding the soul, elevating the consciousness of the soul, which is all of what this has mainly been speaking to you about. And trusting within your inner waters to be able to get you there. Is there another deck down here? There's one more deck that seems to be speaking for you, and then we'll go into the astrology itself. Like I said, I don't mean to be hard on Libras, but it's because I love you guys, and I've seen so many of you guys be such wonderful people, and you put yourself down, and you end up getting in your own way in ways that harm you, and all because you love so deeply, but you're loving harmony that's not meant to be there, which is ultimately keeping you and the others from growing. So this is saying, get out of that way. This is speaking of the 10th house and the world changing around you. Changing the world around you by coming into the authority of who and what you are. I don't make this up. The 10th house is the outer world. It's authority over you, if you still allow it to hold authority over you. And this is saying, if you want to change your world, change the way you look at it, change the way you speak it. Don't allow the authority to dictate to you what is harmonious when you know damn sight it's not. This is earth elements and stability coming forward. This is saying, ground yourself. Don't allow yourself to be swayed. Anything else that Libra needs to hear for the month of April? And part of this is going to go into the next month as well. What else does Libra need to hear? I know you're there. Thank you. What was I saying? 11th house and your friends. And I always say the 11th house is the outer world. Is the outer world, and like our work friends, our committees, our groups, our memberships. It's where your friends, your outer world friends, groups, work friends, become your friends' friends. And are these committees, groups, and memberships manipulating you? are truly being your friend, truly supporting the direction of where you want to see your life go? Are they helping you to achieve your goals, your dreams, your ambitions, your wishes? Or are these groups and memberships of the outer world holding authority as to your time and keeping you from getting to actually achieve and go after and be what you want to be? Do they support you or not? And really, where is this taking you in these relationships as well as in yourself? Are you happy in yourself? There's a lot going on here. This should be a very positive moment of starting to reflect of the cocoon coming into the butterfly, as Spirit says. So if that's not happening, you need to evaluate why. Now, let's look directly at where the sun is. Because wherever the sun is on the universal chart at the moment is the house that you are technically walking through. Now, for you, this is your 7th and 8th house. Duh, this is your relationship zone. All of this is coming down to your relationship zone. Now, here's the key. Most astrologers are not going to be speaking about Eris. Eris is, as I like to call her, Medusa. Eris is the goddess of trouble, toil, and strife. She is in Aries, at the end of Aries, but she ain't coming out, but she's in the end of Aries. But what you've got to understand is Mercury is going to be leaving Aries on the 10th and going into Taurus. The sun will be leaving Aries on the 19th and going into Taurus. So you're going from your 7th house into the 8th house. You're going from acknowledging the relationships into literally looking at the responsibility in these relationships. Are they fair? Are they just? The 8th house of relationships speaks to you directly of the rules of the relationships. So as we come to the end of the month, you're evaluating not just the relationships, but the regeneration of them, the rebirthing of them. Are they birthing into new healthy, wow, are they birthing into new healthy things that are, magically and spiritually evolving for you, helping you to feel good about you or not? The 8th house is your group finances, your group resources, your group inheritances, of resources between the two. It's not just the relationship, it's the rules, the walls, the boundaries that make the relationship healthy or not. It's, wills, legacies. It's also sex. It's the act of sex itself. Is it a chore or is it something you enjoy? Something you want to do? Something you're being forced to do? It's just the way that this energy works. We're talking about that 7th house, the marriage itself, the partnership itself, the business, itself. And how is that working for you? Is the contracts working for you within these relationships? Or are they not healthy relationships? And then what's making it that way? You're viewing both aspects. And like I said, you have Mercury leaving Aries on the 10th, going into Taurus, the relationship zone where the rules, walls, and boundaries are. The sun is doing the same thing, and they're both crossing over Eris, which is Medusa, trouble, toil, and strife. She's the goddess of trouble, toil, and strife. So where is the relationship showing you that you're holding on to the resentment? You're holding on to the anger and the frustration of being dealt a dirty hand. Trouble, toil, and strife. I've been using this because this is what I'm being given. I use Medusa as a way of speaking about Eris. Because in my theory, when I look at Medusa from, the idea of culture and mythology, I think Medusa was done wrong. I don't think it's fair. Medusa was a beautiful woman. It's not her fault that, one of the gods attacked her. It's not her fault that she was beautiful and that they turned her into this woman full of snakes. But she's the one who got stuck with the ugly story. She's the one who got stuck with anything she looked at turned to stone. She's the one who got left being alone and couldn't be healed. But see, in that commercial that's out now, there's that commercial of Medusa and she's wearing some sunglasses. And it's kind of like, ha ha ha, fuck you, I won. It's kind of like, I figured out how to beat you. If I put the sunglasses on, I can still have a social life. If I put the sunglasses on, I can still go out and talk to people and I don't harm anybody. It's only if I lift those sunglasses do I bring the harm. So, where are you holding on to resentment, grief, sorrow, shame, blame? Where are you holding on to? You did me ugly within these relationships. And because of that, you deserve it. Or are you putting on the sunglasses and going, I beat all of you. I outgrew this and I learned how to beat all of you without being resentful, without holding on to the lower vibrations. Because, like I said, this is all about your relationship zone. The sun and Mercury is coming over it, communicating the truth about how you really feel within these relationships, as well as where are you within the relationship? Is it fair and just? Is it balanced? You're seeing a lot of this as you go through this month. And like I said, you also have Chiron in the energy, but it's not going to be crossing over that Medusa energy. But you have Pallas here, which is strategically thinking. So she's strategically thinking how to pull off the resentment or how to grow. Then as it moves into your 8th house, all of this energy is going to be coming in with Uranus, as well as that North Node, which is about standing in on a universal level. That's the 2nd house. So on a universal level, this is speaking about you coming into your self-righteousness, your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, your independence, your freedom, your power, your inner spiritual authority of you, and not getting caught up in the game of harmony and balance that you put yourself not in. The sun and Mercury is all going to be coming into here after the 10th and the 19th, bringing up more power into this energy. But for you, this is also that relationship zone of speaking with authority, setting the rules, walls, and boundaries, finding yourself again, finding your authority again, your inner righteousness again, being able to actually birth healthy relationships by not being on the back burner. So this is a very powerful time for you. Now I'm going to keep going with where it was, because I always start off with where the sun was, because that's the house you're actually walking through at the time. The rest of the energies are just in the other houses, giving you additional information, but the main things are where the sun is. Now, as you go into your 9th house, your 9th house is your spiritual house. It is your higher education, your higher learning, your higher spirituality, your higher self. It is your ethics and your morals. It's also speaking to you with Lilith here and Chiron. No, Chiron. Lilith here and Ceres here. What most people, a lot of people don't speak about Lilith or Ceres in their astrology. And what you're not getting is, this is the psychic house, your higher self house, your soul house. And you have Ceres here, not Sirius Star, Ceres. This is the threefold, people. This is speaking of, are you going to start a new cycle or not? Where will the threefold bring you? To a new cycle of new spirituality, new truth, new love, new healthy relationships that are actually good for you, or the same old, same old, same old. Lilith being here is also going, for crying out loud, when are you going to learn to communicate with yourself about what you desire? It's not what you can do for them, but in honesty, sometimes it has to be what you can do for you. This isn't being narcissistic. This is loving you right. and asking you what you truly desire, what your higher self desires for you. And are you going to allow your higher self to help direct you into the new threefold of healthy new beginnings, new truth, new higher self, new understanding, and closer to consciousness of yourself? Or are you going to stay in the so-so, the cocoon? Now, I already spoke to you about how Maya is right there in your first house of your self-awareness, bringing all of this into consciousness as she leaves Libra and goes into Scorpio over the next couple months, actually. Coming into the taking possession of yourself, taking authority of yourself, viewing yourself with new eyes, the eyes of the butterfly, not the eyes of the cocoon, of where the magic can happen. The world around you can be as beautiful as you want it to be, but you have to bring it into manifestation by knowing your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. Step into that liberation, which will automatically bring in the connection of the law of attraction, having no choice but to manifest it for you. This is your first and second house. But what you have going on in your second house is the South Node. Oh my God. The South Node is going, well, I know what you're good at. You're good at putting yourself on the back burner. You're good at creating all the harmony and balance for everybody else out there. But thinking of yourself is a little bit selfish. No. The South Node is everything you're good at, but it's not good for you. So it's going to be questioning if you're willing to grow. It will be making it hard on you. Because ultimately, if you don't grow, you don't move. And that's the South Node's trick. Can I keep you in the same place? The South Node is going to be in your second house for the rest of the year, even a little bit of next year. So this is saying no more thinking negative about yourself, no more not being on the scales, because you're the scales. No more, you don't hold the scale. You have to be on one or the other. No more of holding the scale. If you're going to truly bring justice into your life, you got to jump on one side or the other. And the South Node is going, well, will you actually do it? Huh? And it's going to be pushing on you all year. I'm telling you guys. Now, as you go from, you move, third house doesn't have anything in it right now. So when we go into your fourth house, we're coming to the very end of where Pluto is in your fourth house. And Pluto is asking you again to come into your inner emotional security, strengthen it by realizing where you harm it. It is who you are and who you can and will be if you'll step into it. Pluto is death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration. I don't know how many times I can say Pluto ultimately is in the Bible, though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. You have nothing to lose by loving yourself a little bit more than you ever have. Nothing to lose, only gloriousness to gain. Though I walk through the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. There is nothing there that can harm you, except for you not loving you back to right, you not feeding the soul, you staying, like I said, the holding the hands of justice instead of jumping on one of the sides. What do you want? What do you really want? That's a lot of your message this month and next month. Evaluating it, going after it, being courageous enough to go after it. Now, as you step into your fifth house, the creative zone, the creativity, your self-expression, you have Saturn here saying, yeah, there's some rules, walls, and boundaries that need to shift so that it can work for you. It's also on a universal scale. It's the 11th house, which is what your card came up as, asking you if the groups and the memberships that you keep support you or manipulate you. Do they support you having everything you've ever desired? Even the crazy dreams that you don't think is possible, do they support you? Or are they manipulating you into supporting their dreams, your time taking from you to support their dreams, but they're not really giving into yours? This is also your sixth house, which goes down to the daily routines. It is the people, places, and things of energies in which you consume you. So are you being consumed by things that help you? People, places, things that help you grow and be the best you can be, to enjoy and be part of life, to truly thrive, or not. Saturn here is saying there's roles, walls, and boundaries that need to be shifted. Mars has been here and will be here until the 14th, when it moves into Pisces. And it's going, seriously, this is time to take action. And after the 14th, when it moves into Pisces, it's not as powerful. So it's showing you it up until the second half of the month, what actions need to be taken. Because in Pisces, Mars is more like, yeah, I'm the warrior, but I'm stuck in a freaking meeting and I can't do anything about it. It's asking you to take action, asking you to commit to what you truly desire, where you want to see your life go. And is it with the people that are in it now or not? And then as we go into your seventh house is where Neptune is. But right now, Jupiter is here. They're on top of each other. Now, throughout the month, they're going to pretty much stay on top of each other. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the month, they're separating a little bit more, but they're pretty much still together for the most part. Well, at the end of the month, not so much, but they're basically there throughout the time. You have Venus coming through, Mars coming in, as well as Pallas coming in at the second half of the month. Meaning we're getting into your seventh house of really giving you, just in case you didn't get the memo at first in the beginning of the month, let me make sure over the next month and a half that you have no choice but to get it. Because now you got Jupiter with abundance, Venus with sensitivity, Juno with sacrifice and commitment, and you have Mars going. So let me bring abundance to these relationships, but is the abundance you want or not? And that all has to do with your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem. If you stay on the back burner, you'll continue to get abundance in relationships that doesn't make you as happy as you would like to see, because it has to do with coming back into authority of you. I love you guys. Bye.